it's Susie here. Welcome to the Her Business Podcast, where we dive deep into the stories of women entrepreneurs making their mark. Now, technology is one of the toughest subjects to truly understand in business. Even if we have our marketing strategies perfected, our funnels flawless, and we're ready for clients, maybe we've even got an incredible team alongside us and state-of-the-art products and services, none of these elements works without technology smoothing down the rough edges. Whether it's our ads, our social posts, emails, converting potential leads into clients, or actually providing those clients with your expert services and products, likely technology is involved every step of the way, which is kind of frustrating because the majority of us are not IT experts. And in all likelihood, if you've started a business, you're probably more of a big picture person. And spending hours finding the right programs and understanding the detailed workflows needed to run everything in your business isn't the fun part of doing business. At least it isn't for me. But it's an essential part, no matter how frustrating. So recently I asked members of the Her Business Network about their biggest challenges and frustrations with tech. And to say the least, we got a lot of responses. And what was clear was that business owners are in desperate need of some tech tips and clarification on what really is needed in order to make a thriving business that really flows. Because the options are pretty much endless. And a clear and organized tech stack is the backbone of your business. Now, a tech stack is short for technology stack, and it's a combination of software products and programs that you might use to run your business. And without a great tech stack, you're going to waste valuable time. You're going to frustrate your team, and you're going to disappoint clients, and you're going to waste your energy as well. And that's the last thing that you want as a business owner. Keeping your clients happy with your products and services should always be the priority. So if tech is holding you back or causing issues with internal processes or the delivery of your products and services, you are in the right place. Because in this episode of the Her Business Podcast, we're going over the top 7 techie questions that were most asked by business owners just like you. No idea which system to choose? We've got you covered. Need to hire tech help but don't know where to turn? I'll tell you exactly what to look for. Can't figure out how to get your systems to talk to each other? We're covering that too. So let's get into it. Here are the 7 most common tech questions answered. Now, the primary question that I got over and over is, how do I choose the right tech stack, so the right combination of technology, when there are so many options? This was one of the most asked questions we got from business owners just like you. And trust me, it is a problem that we're all dealing with. We've all been there. 20 tabs open, 20 different options claiming to be the best possible outcome. Just the sheer number of systems and programs out there can be overwhelming. Everything offers slightly different benefits, some shiny new technology, and often great marketing claiming that they are the best of the bunch. So the first thing to do here is to take a step back, to look at your business's needs. Different platforms cater to your size, your industry, your specific needs, your different growth trajectories, budget, and plenty of other metrics. And so when you identify the primary task your business needs to perform, whether that's sales, marketing, customer service, project management, it's going to make it so much easier to decide what you actually need. So then you want to prioritize which of those functions are most critical to your operations now and into the future, which really don't make it to the top spots but are kind of nice to have. So focus on finding tools that cater to your priorities first. And if you're anything like me, the priority is going to be, how do I get new clients and how do I serve those clients? How do I support my team in delivering a great service? They're some of my priorities. So another important aspect of choosing the best option for you is simply asking others in similar businesses or stages of business. When it comes to technology, you don't have to forge your own path. So talk to your peers, see what others in your industry use, and go with what is working. There's no need to experiment or innovate when it comes to your technology problems. They've got that covered in Silicon Valley. But if you're thinking, I don't know anyone in my industry to talk to, here's a fix. Inside the Her Business Network, we have women in every niche you can think of. Products, services, high-ticket items, low-cost items. Members ask each other techie questions all the time, and they receive expert and timely advice because they're all women growing businesses and they're using similar types of programs in their industries and their businesses. And inside the community, women are talking about CRMs and databases, email sequences, automations, Facebook ads, and so much more. So if you want to join that conversation, you can learn more about the Her Business Network in the episode's show notes, and I'll give you the details for that later on. So the third point that I'll make for this question is about decision paralysis. When there are so many options to choose from, sometimes we end up just choosing nothing. That's just going to cost you time and money. So if you're really struggling, just know that simply choosing a software is a step forward in the right direction. So that can be, if you are still using a spreadsheet for your budget, just choose a financial software. It may not be the right one, but just get started. Stop doing things manually and ignore the shiny objects. Give something a try and move forward with your business. Okay, here's another super common question that I got. How do I get my tech stack programs to talk to one another? This is such a frustration. Getting your programs to work together can occasionally elicit a throw your laptop out the window and screw it all kind of feeling. But don't worry, that's completely natural. So to prevent a situation where your tech frustrations lead to that sort of, I'm just going to do nothing, I recommend ensuring that your tools can integrate smoothly with each other and any other systems that you already use. So when you're going to adopt a new technology, you'll usually be able to find out whether it speaks to another type of technology. So you want to look for systems with native integration or direct connection between programs, because this makes a huge difference in creating a seamless workflow. So for instance, the CRM that we use is Keep, and it integrates with something like Lead Pages, where we often build our landing pages. And so we wouldn't want to choose a landing page builder that doesn't integrate with our database, because then we'd have to have a workaround to get people who sign up for our webinars into our database. So if your programs don't have native integration, there are several tools that you can use to connect them. It's tools such as Zapier, Make, and Weld, and I'll put these details in our show notes. They offer a no coding kind of solution to connect your apps and software. So Zapier is one of the ones that we use to integrate different tools. And for any specific issues about a particular software you're trying to connect, I recommend joining a user Facebook group for that software. So I mentioned that we use Keep for our database. We are definitely part of a couple of Keep user groups, because often getting support in those groups is easier than getting support from the software platforms themselves, because other users can provide really useful and easy to understand insights about what you can do with that program or how you can fix that problem. In fact, I recommend doing this with any software that you're thinking about investing in. It can give you some realistic insights into the functionality of the software. So you may even want to join one of those groups before you even buy the software. So let's jump into question 3. How do I know which technology will actually help me in the long run? Because like I said, the choices are endless. There's lots of bright, shiny objects. The most important aspect to picking tech is to really think long-term about your business. Think about how scalable something is. Think about your growth. You want your technology to align with your long-term business goals and your vision. So it should support the core business functions you have now and those that you want to integrate in the future. Now, you might not know what you're doing 10 years from now, but likely you know the type of business that you're growing in the next couple of years, and you want to make sure that the technology you're using is going to support you into that growth. So before investing, look into how the product handles increased data or more users or more functionalities, because you're going to need these elements as your business grows. And choosing a technology that's flexible and can adapt to changing business needs is really essential, because as you grow, it's ideal to be on a platform with more advanced options. So often technologies will have a basic level, but then you can upgrade to their higher levels. You don't need to be paying for more than you need, but you need to have a platform where you can easily upgrade, if you like. And you don't want to have to switch platforms down the road. If you think you're busy now, you're only going to be busier as your business grows. So take into consideration where your business is now and where you'd like to see yourself in the future. So do you want to bring on more people? Do you want to stay the same size? Are you going to be reaching more clients or reaching clients in different volumes? So say, for instance, right now, a lot of the work you do is one-on-one, but now you're going to create a low-cost product or service that's going to be one to many, many, many. Then your requirements around communication, around database, around help desk, they're going to be slightly different. But if you are niching down in your marketing, for instance, you might have different needs. So you want to think about all this before you dive in. Now, question number 4, and remember I've got 7 tech tips for you today. Question number 4 is my personal favorite. It is, when should I ask for help and who should I ask? So in every entrepreneur's journey, we reach a point of realization that we can't go it alone. There's a great proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And this is really a case of going together. If you're noticing that you're not fulfilling your role as a business owner, you likely need that help. Your job is to run the business. Your job is to look at the big picture, manage your growth, and do what you started this business to do. But if your time is being bogged down by automations and zaps, which take a lot of time to set up, especially if you're not proficient at it, you're not going to be as present in other areas of your business. Now, I'm going to say that again. My goal for you is that technology has its role in your business and it leverages your time and energy only so that you can focus on growing your business. So I encourage you to hire out or bring someone on for a short-term contract to help you get some technology underway. And then get a team member to take over after the initial setup, putting you right back in your CEO role. So knowing when to ask for help is crucial to maintaining your focus on your key business activities. As for who to turn to, there are plenty of options. Turn to IT consultants, managed service providers, technology vendors, industry peers. We talked about groups earlier, or a really tech-savvy virtual assistant. You can leverage that external expertise to ensure that the tech is implemented and managed correctly while you stay focused on growing your business. So inside of our business, a lot of the team members use technology, different technologies. So someone works in our project management, someone else works in our CRM. We have cross-training. Someone else works with all the social platforms. Someone else works with design technology. But you want to keep yourself out of the weeds and focused on where your attention needs to be. Okay? All right, question number 5. How do I stay updated with tech? It always seems to be changing. You are absolutely right. There are some really incredible resources out there on learning more about tech if this is an area that you want to get more educated on. But before we get to those, remember that you don't have to stay up to date on all the technology. There's simply too much to learn. Rather, you want to focus on the areas of your business that you could use help with or programs that make sense for your business size and find what the priorities are. I always like to think about what is the outcome I want? And then the secondary question is, how can technology support me to do that? And then who can help me with that technology? Essentially, you should just know enough to know what needs to be done, to know that you're not being duped, to know what you do want to learn more about and what you want to hand off to someone else. One great way to do this is getting a tech audit. So this is something that we offer inside of the network and where members can see the gaps in their technology knowledge and capabilities. And so they spend time with our lead tech person and what they go through their technologies, what their business needs, and they can identify where their weak spots are, and we can send them in the right direction. We can recommend a member who can help them with that technology, or if something that we can support them with, then we can do that. But typically we can say, you know what, why don't you try this person or that person? Because staying up to date with technology is essential for keeping your business competitive and efficient. And so what we help people do is do the audit so they know who they need next, depending on what they want to do. It's a really powerful, really inexpensive service that we offer, and I'll put a link to that in our show notes. Also, many tech companies host webinars on new technology, on upgrades, best practices that you can sign up to attend if the program is relevant to your business, of course. Or you can find on-demand courses for pretty much every software. So Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, they all cover various topics and can help you learn new skills while staying informed on the things that you need to know. Another great option is to follow tech influencers and thought leaders on Twitter, or X as it's called now, or LinkedIn, to get small doses of the latest news, trends and insights. Even things like learning the functionality of your iPhone if you're an iPhone user. I just watched the Apple keynote the other day and the changes they're making are freaking incredible. So go watch what technology might be available to you that you don't even know about by just, staying in touch with the key tools that you're using in your business. And I mentioned the iPhone because if you are using it to take photographs for your social media, if you are recording podcasts on it, if you're recording videos, if you're posting to social, whatever you're doing, just really get to see what are the hacks, what are the easy ways to do things, because you might be, taking the long road. And of course, you can listen to podcasts and watch YouTube, all have channels focused on tech and innovation. Even just networking within your industry makes all the difference, especially if you're in an industry where you might have some industry-specific technology. So if you're an esthetician or you're a dentist or you have a service where someone has developed an industry technology, you might find that that is great for instance, managing your practice. But when it comes to marketing, you want to see what are people in your industry using for their marketing, for instance. And so you can build on this slowly. But the thing is getting clarity, and the thing is just making sure you're staying up to date with the changes that are relevant to your business. Now, number 6 is, what are the ways I can use tech for social media and content creation? Love this question. So you can use it every way you can think of. And the right tools can make the world of difference when it comes to social media and anything content related. And we talk quite a bit about this in our Content Sells podcast. In fact, we just recently did an episode on our favorite content marketing tech tools. You can find that by searching for the Content Sells podcast over on wherever you listen to your podcasts. But let's talk about scheduling. So, for example, scheduling your posting allows you to plan and automate your social media posts, meaning that you get consistent engagement without having to be online all the time. You can batch create and schedule your posts. Now, most post scheduling tools, whether it's Hootsuite or Buffer, they also include performance analytics, which gives you insights. And so you kind of know, oh, you know what, this sort of post works really well, or this one nobody even looked at. There's also great graphic design platforms like Canva. We love Canva. Video production software, whether it's at the pro level or there's so much you can do with inexpensive tools. You can use SEO tools for blogging to handle keywords and meta descriptions and backlinking. So you don't have to become a graphic designer. You don't have to become a video producer. You don't have to become an SEO writer. There's so many tech tools that can allow you to do that. And these are often tools that someone on your team can take care of. I don't want you hanging around in Canva, creating all your Canva images. That is not the best use of your time. This is school mom Susie talking. I know, I get in there sometimes and do things too, but really we're looking at the tech tips that every business owner needs. And what I want you to do is just think about these things and think about how you can leverage them. So one of our mantras over on the Content Sells podcast is no content without conversion. So your goal is not to create endless content. It's to create the right content that meets the objectives of lead generation, sales conversions, building awareness, building your audience. So you want to remember to be intentional and strategic and don't fall down rabbit holes with endless content and technology around your content. You don't need all the bells and whistles. And in fact, with some of the social media tools, you're going to get better reach if you just use the native platform. So for instance, with Facebook, if you schedule your posts using the Facebook scheduler, they're going to prioritize it over you using another tool that may make it easier for you, but Facebook wants you to use Facebook. Okay. So we are officially on number 7 of our most asked tech-related questions, and this is one I get all the time. But the answer really depends on your industry and your individual business. And the question is, what are the must-have programs for my tech stack? And like I said before, your tech stack is your backbone. It's crucial for running an efficient and successful business, but every business is different. So rather than go through the whole business tech stack, I've put together the 9 categories that you should consider for your business. So here are some must-have tech tool categories that should be part of your arsenal. An email campaign tool. So a way for you to develop an email list so that you can nurture leads and get right inside of people's inboxes and keep your email list engaged until they buy from you and beyond. Essential. I don't care whether you're an architect and you only can service 5 people a year, or whether you're a coach and you can take on 50 clients a year, or whether you sell earrings and you can sell thousands of them a year. An email campaign tool is essential. And I encourage you to get one that's at the level that gives you good analytics and it allows you to create beautiful looking emails. Something to build landing pages with. So you might have a website that someone's developed for you, but when you're doing campaigns for an ebook or a webinar or a sales promotion, our recommendation is always to send people to a dedicated, what we call landing page. So a landing page is a specific page that has a single focus. And so some customer relationship management tools create landing pages inside them. I know Kajabi does, I know Keep does, but there are also specialty tools like Lead Pages that allow you to create landing pages. So you want something that you can create a landing page tool. So somewhere where you can send people in order to download your latest lead magnet, to sign up for your event, to book their appointment. Okay. Social media platform. Okay. This one is kind of a no-brainer, but have some sort of social media presence. Even if you think, oh my gosh, I hate doing social media, people kind of expect you to have a presence, even if it's a placeholder and you're sending people to your website. But if you're going deep in social media, my recommendation is to not split yourself across a million platforms, but really to go, what is the ideal platform for my audience, and double down on that one. So for us right now, it is Facebook. We are looking at doubling down on LinkedIn. that's something we're considering. And we tinker with other platforms, but we don't put a whole lot of effort into them. So I think pick a horse and ride it is a saying I heard once that I like to repeat. And so just decide, where am I going to show up on social media? Because my customers are going to expect me to be there. An e-commerce solution. So if you're selling products and services, Shopify, Stripe, anything like that, you want a way to take sales. And so figure out what is compatible with your customer relationship management system. Communication tools. So our team will use Slack, we'll use Zoom. What are you going to use to communicate with your team? Do you use Messenger? Do you use WhatsApp? You need a communication tool for your team. A project management software to stay on top of tasks and projects and deadlines. A CRM or database to manage your customer data, your sales history, and your interactions. This is essential. Accounting software, right? Somewhere where you can put all the numbers, all the great numbers, and maintain your financial health. And backup. Now, this is not a sexy one, but part of your technology, it needs to be some way to back up your content, your information, your files, whether that's to the cloud or whether it's to a drive. You need to protect your data. So once again, those categories are email, landing pages, social platforms, e-commerce, communications, project management, a CRM, accounting software, and backup software. These are the core essentials I think most businesses should be using. But don't forget about any industry-specific tech that you might need to up-level and run your business. So I would love to know about what tech you use in your business and what systems you've used in the past that have caused you want to throw out your laptop, so that I can avoid them in the future. And if you'd like to be interviewed or featured for a Her Business podcast, like the women who I'm going to put in our show notes today who asked the questions that I answered today, leave a review for the episode. Let me know your number one takeaway from this episode. Or send me a quick message. So either head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating or review, or you can also do that, leave us a rating on Spotify. Or send me a send me a message at podcast@herbusiness.com with a rating or review of this episode, or just a quick message, and I will make sure that I mention you and your business in a future episode. Fun, huh? So if you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and do that. And if you have any thoughts or questions about tools, I'd be happy to answer those as well. Now, if you would like to join us inside the Her Business Network and start creating your big business goals, we have now made places available inside the network, and you can join us by heading over to herbusinessnetwork.com today. There is a live chat there, so if you have any questions about whether the network is right for you, please ask. My team and I are there to support you. Now, over at herbusiness.com/260, you're going to find a summary of what we've covered in today's episode and links to any of the resources that we've mentioned. Join us in the next episode for more inspiring stories and lessons from successful female entrepreneurs. I love doing this show for you. I appreciate you listening and sharing the show with your friends. We have got a terrific episode coming up next week with one of my favorite online marketers. She's a YouTube legend, but more than that, she's an amazing content creator, and she's going to be giving us some of her inside tips on how she's built a following of over 250,000 followers on social media. So I'll see you next time right here on the Her Business Podcast. Bye for now.